Alert! In this video I will tell you the story of the feline humanoids, from the sixth dimension that currently inhabit Sirius A. The sphinxes found around the world are a reminder of their existence and involvement. Have you ever wondered why the lion is the king of the jungle, even though he's not the biggest? The cats left the lions and all the cats to be the information carriers for Sirius A. Subscribe to the channel. The cats are what many of you call lion beings. They are from a universe that has already been completed. They arrived in our galaxy when it was being built. They were invited by the builders in the universal spiritual hierarchy to be the master geneticists of our universe. They reside on a star in the constellation of Sirius known as Sirius A and are not to be confused with the humans who colonized Sirius B. They lived on Sirius a long time before the humans of Lyra arrived. I would like to introduce here a little history of the Sirius star system. There are 3 stars in the Sirius star system: Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C. Sirius B was the first star, and when it imploded, it created Sirius A and C. When the first humans arrived on Sirius B from their temporary residence in the human colonies of the vegan system in the Lyra constellation, they received a lot of help from the cats. Sirius C is currently used to store materials and supplies. Tiamat, ancient Earth, was also created from the implosion of Sirius B, as was Nibiru. When it was decided to create a star force, this gigantic piece of rock floating in space near the Pleiades was located by my ancestors and was transformed into a star force planet. As part of the universal game, the founders gave the cats a new planet in the constellation of Lyra for their home. The feline is called Avion. Avion was a paradise planet with mountains, lakes, streams and oceans. This blue planet was very much like our present Earth in the form and variety of vegetation and life forms. When the cats arrived, they were in etheric form and went through the phase of evolution of a physical body in which they reside on the planet. As part of the plan, a portion of the original felines remained in etheric form to provide guidance to the incarnates. Remember, this was a 3D planet, and once the etheric felines incarnated they would fall under the veil of amnesia that is part of the functioning of a 3D planet of free will. As time passed, and through countless cycles of incarnation, felines evolved from a line of felines that walked from the ground up and maintained consciousness of their etheric counterparts thanks to periodic incarnations of some of the etheric felines and DNA from a similar bipedal mammal of the ape, which was evolving on the planet as well. With the mammalian ape DNA, the felines were able to assume a more human body, such as retaining most of the feline's facial features and other features. It was from this cross that a certain phase of the genetic line known as the royal line of Avion, or House of Avion, came into effect. The etheric felines would continue to take turns incarnating to provide not only updated DNA, but teaching and training in higher dimensional entities. Subscribe to the channel. The cats evolved on Avion evolved in much the same way that humans evolved here on Earth. The only difference is that humans got stuck in the animal cycle. In time the sentient felines grew large enough in numbers to assume the responsibilities of the planetary guardians of their home world. They continued to evolve and eventually developed the technology for space travel. Your etheric brothers and sisters continue to act as your guides. Many among them became geneticists, a feline specialty, and began helping to develop life forms from various types of planets and stars in the universe. Some of them became great space explorers and scientists of various kinds. It was during this phase of development that the felines would turn their attention to this bipedal mammal and begin a program of genetic crossbreeding and updating that would give them a soul and, in the process, create a new species that would come to be known as the humans. After numerous crosses and genetic improvements, we proceeded to Ergonomic humans. There were 2 strains, the red-headed strain being the most outgoing and energetic and the platinum strain being the most gentle and introspective. In time the purebred felines would become the ancient ancestors of humans with only their genetic traits as a reminder of the connection between them. And although the genetic relationship between felines and humans has been forgotten by modern man, felines remain in our consciousness as a regal creature, worthy of our respect and love. The felines remain the chief conqueror, guardians and advisors of their genetic offspring, humans. They have continued in this role through time and across all dimensions of the universal game. Devon, feline, is the reigning patriarch of House 9D of Avian, and Anu, human, is the reigning patriarch of House 5D of Avian at this time. The cats arrived here at the invitation of the founders. Having successfully completed your universal game, a group of 45 felines volunteered to come to this universe to help set up and oversee the same game here. Cats are a bipedal breed that stand 12 to 16 feet tall. Their fur is covered in a sort of soft fuzz. They don't have fur, they have manes, and both males and females have long hair. Eye color varies from blue to gold. They can change from blue to gold as they mature. They also transform from a golden brown color to white. Cats are powerful, highly evolved, loving, gentle and benevolent beings. They never take sides in any war, as they have already completed the lessons of polarity, integration and unconditional love. They also care for souls who have suffered severe emotional damage in incarnations and who are sent to the felines to be treated after death. The general temperament of the feline is warm, optimistic and intellectual. As they mature, they take on more of a dark, introspective and delicate nature. Elders are revered for wisdom, compassion and discernment. Females are revered and honored in equal status with males. And true to the feline form, they are all very curious and inquisitive. The felines are the master geneticists of our universe, as they were also their own. They created all life forms on the planets and stars in our universe. This includes vegetation, animals, and the physical vehicles that souls use for their incarnation. Cats live in the sixth dimension to do their work, although they are higher dimensional beings. The sixth dimension is the dimension of creation, where energy becomes physical. The felines work closely together with the spiritual hierarchies of the different planets and galaxies in our universe. When it is decided that a group soul needs a planet and a physical vehicle for incarnation, it is the felines who are assigned the task of preparing the planet and creating the bodies. There were times when they also created planets. The sphinxes found around the world are a reminder of their existence and involvement. Have you ever wondered why the lion is the king of the jungle, even though he's not the biggest? The felines left the lions and all the cats to be the transmitters of information for Sirius A. Lions in particular were made kings of the jungle so that they would not be decimated and could then continue to be transmitters of information over the many thousands of years that Earth and human beings would need to complete their divine plan. Cats are the information link between the third and the sixth dimension. Many of you know that kings and queens often had a cat of some sort as a constant companion. In ancient times, the pharaohs of Egypt were guided by the felines through their cats. If you see someone who has what you call cat eyes, this is probably because they are partially of feline origin. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications, to receive new videos.